morning, everybody. Welcome back. It is Yule Day. It is actually not quite Yule yet, but it will be Yule as far as officially from Mother God has set everything to Universal Coordinated Time. Tonight it's 7 o'clock, which is our time. It's 0000 hours Universal Coordinated Time on December 21st. And so we're going to do the convocation here in the other room. We're already set up for it. You can see that we have our chair there in the other room. I'll show you out the camera there. You can see the chairs there on your left side. That's where I'm going to be sitting during the ritual, so it'll be easier for you to see me. And good morning, how you doing, MJ? Welcome to the show. Of course, I gotta put the right button in place. There you go. So today, of course, is also going to be the second or most time I've ever used a remote Stream Deck app on my phone. I decided to do an outright purchase of the mobile Stream app on my phone because actually I could create the Stream Deck app with up to 64 buttons on it. But let's be honest, on an iPhone 8 screen, 64 buttons are a wee bit small. Oh yeah! But the 15 button, the same as the physical Stream Deck on the phone, is not as much of a problem. So that's a good thing. Yeah. So which means I can control everything from the living room, so I don't even have to necessarily come in here. Except they will physically come in here to actually press the start button so we can make sure we actually get started. It's 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So check your local listings for time and channel, because you should get it right. Starts at 7 p.m. tonight. And I'm looking forward to that. So then what's going to happen after that? I have no idea. Oh, yeah! But we'll figure something out, I'm sure. Although I might actually be kind of ready a little bit beforehand. But for the official ceremony, the convocation starts at 7. So don't be surprised if we start a little bit earlier. But the actual convocation doesn't officially start until 7 o'clock. So we'll see how that goes. Also, we had an excellent show yesterday. We absolutely did very well. We got the green dollar sign at the end of the show, and we didn't have a single problem. Now, yes, likes do help with the algorithm. At least it sends the shows that people that like the channel, it's more likely to push you up higher up in the rankings. Most people don't know that. How much, I don't know. What I just know is that it will help promote you in the rankings for the channel. So let's get the panel going. Please reminder, just when you join the panel, make sure to mute the sound on your YouTube channel, or mute the sound on your panel or your headphones if you just want to listen to the YouTube and there was a delay, which is fine. Some like it one way, some like it the other way. It's you. But I have done my best to try to fix this problem for a long time, and I think I have achieved quite a bit. So that's all I can tell you right now. But I'm definitely happy to have everybody come up on the show and cover new content every day. So, okay, now let's see, unpin the comments. There we go. There we go. Set to go. You won't be home yet from work yet. I understand that, Chris. We see the rule is it has to be after 7 o'clock. But I'm one of the people that wants to get the job started as soon as possible. Oh, yeah! And let's be honest, we got a lot of cold weather to cover this year. Alright, Terry Kitty, I will take a look at them when they're out for delivery, but the postal worker doesn't actually come until about 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. So I will keep an eye out for them. But thank you for letting me know. Now, by the way, one of the things too is I was exploring other ways to deal with things I'd like to fix on the Mac Mini, make it a little bit better. But right now, I'll be honest, performance-wise, this machine has been stellar. I haven't had a single problem with the machine's performance. It's been rock solid. And except for an occasional audio mic, I think it's been a very solid performer in other ways too. It certainly has knocked my electric bill down by quite a bit. Especially a problem in this day and age when everything else in the world is going up more and more. Every cent or every pence you see on your electric bill each month means 1 more cent or pence that can go to other things of more interest. I'm doing fine today. I'm not depressed at all, actually. By the way, I put in the healthcare section some interesting videos from another lady named Jen that has a hybrid of both autism and ADHD. And she talked about autism fatigue. Now, some people have no idea what I'm talking about, but instead of hearing it from me explain it in detail, I would suggest you check her video out. It's very informative, and it also describes sometimes why I do what I do, and I never really thought about it. Why do I procrastinate? It turns out there's many reasons. That the most important reason is because even the simplest thing gets to become like a detailed, oh, we gotta do this, and that, and then to the point where you're just thinking about all of it just makes you basically want to hit the mattress and snore. It's really true. So if you want to take a look at that, it's in the Discord under the healthcare section. I also noticed that we did not have anybody who took my offer last night for the 10 invites to the Discord. I think that tells me something. It tells me that my Discord is not exactly the most popular place in the world, but it certainly also tells me that people also realized I only had a day on the invite from your work. Gonna jump on it, but that's okay. We'll have another contest like that in a couple of days. Just to let you know that. We'll see if we can get some more people to be able to join the Discord and have a good time, and I'm looking forward to that. You know, getting more people to come on the Discord. But let me remind you, how you doing here, everybody? Welcome to the show. Let me remind you, if you are new to the Discord and you take on it in, no matter how you get on there, you're not going to start out as verified. You don't become verified until I personally start interacting with you. Either by at least saying hello to me, talk to me a little bit, say how you're doing, and it could be both. We see the kind of content you're posting on the Discord, and that's when either you get the verified badge or not. It's because of the situations in the past with bad people. I wish it wasn't that way, but we all know that there's a lot of crazy people on YouTube these days, and we have to be careful. This week, on the 21st, which is Thursday morning, or 22nd. I think it's going to be on the 21st, so I could be wrong. I should be paid by YouTube for the month of December. Actually, I'll be paid for November's, but either way, I will be paid some money that I can use to pay more of my bills. And once YouTube is done doing all their mathematics and PDQs and everything else that they usually do, it's more than likely that in January I will also have another check to go towards paying the bills. And the most important thing is I want to say thank you very much for your support. It really makes a difference. Give yourself a pat on the back. If it wasn't for you guys supporting the channel, there probably would never have been a channel. It would have been still a small little channel in the backwaters of YouTube, basically looking like something that came out of the Okefenokee swamp. Basically just surrounded by lots of gators and probably lots of mold and lots of mosquitoes, and basically you can see me wearing an old straw hat, basically living in a little rundown shack somewhere. That would pretty much what it would have been like. But thanks to your support, we have been growing this channel a lot since 2020. Including, of course, want to give thanks and praise to Noodles, because he is one of the people that helped me get out of the YouTube Okefenokee swamp into at least an environment that people can see me and interact with me in a positive way. Hi Jojo, how you doing today? So tonight, 7 o'clock our time, midnight UK time, is the Great Convocation. Now remember, you only get one coronation in life. But we do a convocation every year. The convocation is the official start of the season of my work for the next 3 months. Well, I'm not always guaranteeing it's going to be a successful thing. In some ways, maybe more so than a politician. At least I try to keep the truth and try to do what I say. Can we bring the news? What happened to Noodles? What's he sick with? What's going on here? Because I don't have all the details. Sick and pray for Noodles and Noodles feel better soon. First we heard Noodles say he was depressed, and we had Noodles say he got head injuries. Now I heard Noodles is sick. I don't know what the story is. But I mean, I saw Noodles on the show. He didn't look like someone had a head trauma, so I don't know if that was even true. Oh yeah, colds are coming in. Yeah, everybody's getting... Well, I'll tell you what. I got dry, watery eyes. Dry eyes. I think I need to take an antihistamine. Because... But I think, yeah, because of the weather. Yeah, I gotta get some water in my humidifier, too. I'll put some of that in afterwards. Anyway, so the point is that the weather is hard on people. You go from hot to cold and cold to hot. And it affects the people in a really weird way. This is what we should be having in November, so that hopefully by the time my season starts, most everybody's acclimated. But because of the El Nino, it hasn't been that way this year. Well, yeah, fiberglass is itchy. Technically, it's not poisoning, but it is a foreign object. Yeah, I've been around fiberglass. I know all about it. I think since he works in a medical facility, I'm sure the doctors could give him a diagnosis pretty quickly if there's anything wrong. After all, he does have access to medical care. Oh, yeah! He's just going to walk over to the ER and actually talk to one of the doctors. Oh, yeah! Yeah, of course he went to work. He has to, just like everybody else does every day. You don't get paid unless you show up. He does have an incredible work ethic. He's a Capricorn, that's why. Capricorns like that. My sister was the same way. The problem was sometimes they overwork themselves. And then, like my sister's case, even though she was an EMT, she didn't even recognize in her own body the warning signs of a heart attack. And that's why she is fallen. That's why she has fallen. It's funny because you're an EMT and you work with ambulances and emergency services, and you need to tell me you couldn't even recognize the signs of a heart attack in your own body. She was always driving herself really hard to achieve as much as she could. Well, I said he works in a medical facility. Like I said, he can always walk over to the ER division and go, "Hey, I'm not feeling well, doctor. What the hell's wrong with me?" To do some quick tests on him and tell him, "Well, you got this condition. Guess what? I don't think you're safe to work here. Go home. Get some sleep, drink lots of fluids, take some medication. I will prescribe you, and then you'll be all set, hopefully, for next week." I guess that's one convenience of working in a hospital. Oh, yeah! At least you don't have to worry about driving to the ER because you're already there at the ER. Oh, yeah! Well, you know, the thing is, you could have the flu. The flu it's flu season, guys. Make sure to play. I should be doing this anyway, but make sure to watch and keep yourself clean. Wash your hands. Don't put your hands to your face after touching doorknobs or handles or anything like that, because you can spread the cooties from the other person to you. It's the same drill that we've had since the Big C. It's just common sense, but of course, I think we all forgot since we stopped wearing masks to consider that you don't want to put your hands near your mouth or your nose, your eyes, if you're out there in public touching other stuff. So maybe we should still be wearing masks, especially during flu season. Yeah, well, you make a choice. You can either be sick or you can be healthy. Which would you rather be? Michelle got her survivalist doll with an obnoxious looking beard and flash brown toes. I don't know what that means, but anyway, it's okay, I guess. So, are we all excited for the fact that tonight is the start of winter? Oh, yeah! Are you ready to be cold? Oh, yeah! Are you ready for the snow? Oh, yeah! Are you ready for the high heating bill? Oh, no! Yeah, I know. The last one's not exactly looking forward to me either, but that's the way it is. We'll have to see what happens. El Nino is having a habit of putting a monkey wrench to everything. You got the way El Nino normally works. You have the southern conveyor bringing warm water up to the north, and then usually there's another, traditionally in the El Nino, not as strong as this one's been, but some of the more standard El Ninos, there's usually the polar jet comes down and then mixes with the warm moist water from the south, and you get a nice thing called snow. In the traditional holidays of the Wiccan Wheel of the Year, December 21st, which is the winter solstice, is considered the beginning of winter. So we go by the Wiccan Wheel of the Year definition of winter. I know that gets confusing to people, but let's be honest, you don't need to worry about all the details. But most people who are at that level of concern about nitpicky about the details have already kind of made snap judgments anyway. So for this season has been like this crazy burnt out old wheel. It looks okay until you see this part here, and then you realize once you hit this in your wheel, it's like trying to drive on a ba-bump, 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 ba-bump. And that's what this winter so far has been like. I understand that. Australia 21st, it's warm here. Right, so summer, absolutely. So means for the Australians, they're going outside and cooking some steaks in the Barbie. Right now outside is 1 degree Celsius. It's not too bad for right now though. But it's not no snowstorm either. Oh well, we can't have everything. No, my dates are not made up. The bases are set on the wicked wheel of the year. It's between the solstices and the Sabbats and the Expats. The wicked wheel of the year has been the way it is and been a wicked for hundreds of years. But then, just like if you want to get picky about holiday dates of the year, what about the Israeli calendar? What about the Chinese calendar? The calendars don't make any sense because they're different. Or what about the Aztec and Mayan calendars? The point is, the calendar is just a way of measuring time. How you doing, Glasgow Day? Welcome to the show. Panel is open, everybody. All hailing frequencies are open. QEQ, QEQ. And let's see if we can get some people to be talking up here. Speaking of that, I always wondered one thing. Although I may not solve any problems for some people. How about Google Meets that we allow to generate our own codes? I don't know. What would you call it? It'd have to be unique, right? So let's see. Join us at Snow Queen 1. That would work. Snow Queen 1? Yeah. Sooner or later, I think that Google's going to probably run out of all those codes. I mean, I know it's a lot of codes, but how many people use Google Meets? I have no idea. It's a good question, though. I went to the English-Scottish border viewpoint. They have flags either side of the border. What's this you're talking about, Glasgow Dave? I went too late to the English-Scottish border viewpoint. They have flags either side of the border. Is there something I'm missing here? I think there's something going on, he's saying, and between England and Scotland. I wonder what's going on. I've been posting videos on my Discord. Okay. Let's talk about my journey yesterday. Okay. I haven't actually been around my Discord looking around that much. I've been, but I've been kind of doing other things, jumping around from place to place. Oh, I figured that. I got that impression already. Lousy trip. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Again, please stop posting my nudes and my... In your Discord, you'll see Dave tried to do a trip, but it went wrong. I had trips like that. Still thinking about the time me and Ed went to Boston. Originally, because of cost, he wanted to stay at the Pine Street Inn, which is a homeless shelter, which would have worked out nice. But we got there, the shelter was full. with no place to go. We actually kind of ended up going all the way across town to the windmill and intake for the night. And because of some complications, I ended up having to choose to sleep in the latecomers floor, which was a mixed floor of men and women. And I slept on a bench. I don't need to tell you that while I was not outside, personal experience, sleeping on a bench inside of a building is no more fun than sleeping on a bench outside of a building in the freezing cold. Okay. I love how you get through half my comment, Michelle, and give up. Well, I sometimes, because like I'm always a few characters behind when I read stuff too. Costco Dave says, I went too late, it got dark as I arrived, and to have headlamp as I forgot it, and my gimbal wasn't working right. Okay. Some mechanical problems and missing equipment. Been there, done that. I'm sure others have too. Oh, yeah! I hate when it happens when you go out there on someplace, wherever it is, and you think you have everything you need for your job, whatever it is, like video, and then you look down at your phone and you go, oh no, my battery's only at 30% charge. I didn't bring my charging lead. What am I gonna do? You know, that's what happened one time when I was me with noodles. We had to run up in the Walmart to pick up a USB power bank, which is where we were at the time. I still got that. It's one of the biggest, beefiest power banks you can sell without a prescription. And trust me, 20 amp hours is a pretty good sized power bank, I can tell you that. Yeah. One of the greatest soundboard sinks. I keep my soundboard simple because that works for me. I don't want to get too crazy with fancy soundboards. Although I've certainly had my share of my other favorite ones. Like this one. That's the laughter track. I love that one. This was kind of cool. But then, of course, it's the ones I recorded from the show here. It's gonna be cool.
Hit the road! I have not even begun to fight. Oh, you again.
Sounds like something you should use for Carlos.
Oh, you again. Does this answer your question? Watch your language, bud. We're on the air.
Would it be too much to ask if we could make up our minds?
I still love this one, the best one.
Now what, I say, what's the big idea of bashing me on the noggin with a rolling pin? Clunk enough people and we'll have a nation of lumpheads.
I like that one. It's actually kind of one of my favorite ones for some reason. Yeah, it just I always keep forgetting that. I like this one though. This came from the World of Warcraft.
Hello. What brings you to Winter Spring? These cold and vast lands may seem dismal, but this is a place of many secrets.
Many secrets, exactly true. This place is a place of many secrets. Yosemite Sam. Yeah, I didn't use Yosemite Sam, unfortunately. But I do have my favorites. I would probably like that. When Bugs Bunny says, "You've been eating onions, and you're gonna be eating lead." Absolutely. After the convocation, we certainly will. We certainly will after the convocation. The actual convocation itself is not really that long. Theoretically speaking, we could do the the entire show sitting over there using my phone as a tablet to read comments. That is an option. Of course it is. I should have went early in the morning. That's okay. I get it. Tired King Coles. Petrol's expensive though. $1 or £1.45 liter. That's what? About, comparing it to gallons, it's like 2 liters to a gallon. 4 liters to a gallon. Oh, okay, so who wants to come on the panel? Hold on a minute, guys. Take a kitty. Good morning, how you doing? How's it going, Take a Kitty?
What brings you to Winter Spring? I can't resist it.
Yeah.
What brings you to Winter Spring?
It's a good question. It's interesting how they came up with that.
Is that a place on World of Warcraft, Winter Spring?
Yes, there is. Turns out right now I'm actually there in the game. It's in
Are you?
It's in was it the Darkwood? No, where is it? It's on the way to Aberdeen. It's actually near Winter Spring. I did not realize that until I saw exactly where we were, and I said, "Oh, Winter Spring's just right up the road." Very interesting. I didn't realize it was that close to Winter Spring.
Yeah, but Dave, it's still a lot more expensive, petrol in England. It's a hell of a lot more expensive.
Yeah. It is a lot more expensive for fuel. Another reason is there's probably incentives for a reason why people in the UK don't buy a lot of cars, because the fuel is more expensive.
Right, so an American gallon is 3.78 litres, and a British gallon is... Oh, I didn't know that your gallons and our gallons are not the same.
Yeah, I know. You have your gallons are technically a little bit bigger than our gallons, I think.
Wow, I didn't know that.
We have imperial gallons, and we have American U.S. gallons.
Oh, why can't everything be the same?
Oh, and that's why they created the metric system.
So tonight, Michelle is doing her convocation. If
Right.
you've not been to one before, we'll tell you a little bit about it. Michelle will probably get dressed up a little bit. She will be
get dressed
clanging,
up.
Yeah, she'll be dressed up. She will be clanging her cauldron. I keep calling it a cauldron. What is it called?
Calendar.
Colander. She'll be clanging her colander. And
Maybe not too much, but yes, you will hear that.
And then she does a few little words.
It's also, we discuss things and also, start the year off, kind of like an introductory, what we expect to get done this year for the next 3 months.
It's a big thing. So please be here at 7 o'clock tonight.
And I will try my darndest to make sure that this year that the computer records it on time.
Right, because one year you forgot to hit live. You did the whole thing and we were waiting for you.
Exactly.
Oh, well, technical difficulties. You did it again, though, so it didn't matter.
Well, let's say we keep it a little more simpler this year. For example, we'll just go ahead to start the live button on the computer and then make sure that the camera's already selected there. Forget the intro, forget the preamble, just go straight into it. And then after that, once we get settled down, we get done, I'll come over to the desk and we'll just go ahead and start the preamble like we do for the regular live show. After it's already done.
It's expensive in England, Red. A lot more expensive than it is here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a rip-off. But then again, you think England's a lot smaller. You don't really have to drive as far as you do here. Like, you really got to drive to the shop here, whereas in England you can walk.
But you also got a very expansive mass transit system, which we don't have.
Yeah. You can get the bus and the train anywhere.
Right, and the boats and ferries.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of ferries, but you have a few.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can get on the train in London and go to France.
It's true.
I have done.
Oh, you go from London. Though you don't go from the...
Well, you go down to... But I mean, if you were stuck in London, you could get a train that goes all the way to France.
Right, may have to be a connecting trip, but yes, you can't take...
Yeah. Because you need to be in Calais. Oh, not Calais, in Dover. Is it Dover?
It's kind of cool, though, when you think about it.
Yeah. You just drive on with the car. Just drive on the train with the car.
Yeah.
Sit on the car. You sit on the car. Someone comes around with coffee, and then you get off, and that's it. You're in France.
I don't know about that, Smoke. I mean...
Bunch of fair. You probably came from England at one point. I bet if I did your family tree, you'll probably... I don't know. What do Americans like to say? They're Irish. They're all Irish. I don't know how it happened, but... Every American's Irish.
Well, I know that part of my family definitely has some British in us. The last name is actually a British-ish last name.
Yeah, your name is Delaney. Yeah, it's very nice last name, actually. Delaney.
I mean, it's Valley Dweller.
Does it?
But don't forget the Vikings were in the northeastern UK for a long time. So that would make sense. Because they had their own little community over there. In East Anglia, they still have it. It's still part of that culture. Even over there now. Our ancestors left you guys an indelible mark in your history.
So, if you've got no British in you, then where did you come from? I thought most Americans came from England.
Yeah.
I guess you could be Spanish.
That'd be kind of interesting, though, if I ever could actually try to get to the Home Office and use that as an excuse and say, I wonder how that would work if I could prove it. Yeah, guess what? Technically, my family is Norwegian, and guess what? You guys are also have a lot of our Viking ancestors here, so we were one of the people that came here and helped settle your country. You know, I want my visa so I can live here. I wonder what the Home Office would probably say. If I would say, hell no.
This weed is kicking my bloody throat to death. Okay. Actually, Smoke, I've known you a long time, but I don't think I have actually seen what you look like. So, I mean, you could be black for all I know.
The English Empire was huge at one time, guys. So Lebanese probably do have some British, at least, influence. And probably do have some cross-cultural crossovers. But relations, I don't know. In fact, the British Empire was bigger than the American Empire ever was.
Good to see you, Buffy.
Yeah, how you doing, Buffy? Welcome to the show.
You're not black, though. I don't think you are. What's happening at 7? Okay, 7 o'clock tonight. Michelle is doing a
convocation.
It's like a midsummer solstice thing, but
basically it's kind of like an introduction, like you would hear in the opening games of the Olympics, but with less pomp and circumstance.
Because you know that Michelle is the North American Snow Queen. Well, she starts her work tonight. Is her official day, isn't it, Michelle?
Right, until about March 20th.
Okay, so March 20th. Oh, until March 20th. Okay, so she's taking on the job tonight. It's the official convocation.
For 9 months out of the year, guys, I wait for these 3 months with expectation. It's just like the old commercial for Heinz Ketchup with Curly Silent singing, the expectation. I'm looking forward to it. It's making me wait. Yeah. Well, once the season starts. What's a convocation?
The truth was known. I had my DNA tested and all that. I came back, I was like 10% English, and that's it. I'm not even English.
Convocation is kind of, like I said, it's kind of like we see at the Olympic Games or opening ceremony. Basically, it's a short little thing. It's like Ruben whatever said. He said, well, the way you use convocation is not officially what a convocation is normally described, usually, which is an opening ceremony among peers, usually in an academic or organization. Right. Well, so let's keep it simple, Ruben, whatever. I mean, after all, how many other North American snow queens are there?
There isn't. I only know one. So I'll tell you what she does usually. Usually she bangs her colander, welcomes in
the spirits.
She welcomes the spirits in. She burns a candle. She might not be burning a candle this time, but she does burn a candle.
If I burn a candle, it's going to be a single candle this year.
Right. Didn't you burn a bit of paper once?
Yeah. Yeah, I burned some wishes that I had lit up on paper.
Yeah.
It was scary. Be honest, because you're wearing the white dress, and that white dress is flammable. So
you gotta be very careful. I'm actually from Cambridge, Buff Carrot, Cambridgeshire.
Yeah.
Which is it's the north of it's the north of London.
this is a centralized power system based on politics.
Anyway, it's a fun thing. So everyone try and be here tonight to support Michelle, because it's something she does every year.
And don't forget, it's on YouTube, so everybody here should be able to come see it.
Also, her Christmas gifts are here from me, so she'll probably do an unboxing.
How you doing, Noodles? How you feeling today?
Oh, sick notes here. Poor Noodles.
Well, that's what everybody else said, but I never heard Noodles actually say what he's got. So I have... And after all, he does work in a medical institution. I'm sure they probably can give him a quick diagnosis.
He's not a doctor, Michelle. He just works there as maintenance.
Yeah.
Or maybe he caught something from one of those places.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he works there, but I mean, like, he's only, 5 feet away from the ER, so
yeah,
he can certainly go in and find out.
Lots of diseases going around there. Yeah. Oh, but Christmas is coming, so let's hope he gets rid of it before Christmas.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah. I had COVID at Christmas. Was it last year or the year before? It was awful.
So do you know what years you got? Do you got the flu? Do you got the cold? Do you get the big C? I hope not. Nobody wants the big C. I don't want the big C.
We'll have to say COVID anymore. Oh, we're not supposed to say it again. Oh, God.
Actually, you never are allowed to say it anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
Oh, Chris is having for her tea tonight fish sticks, macaroni, cheese.
Well, I had fish fillets yesterday and a couple steak fries. Okay, Noodles wants to come up now. So I had some of that last night.
Very nice.
Go ahead, Noodles. How you doing?
Hey, Michelle. Michelle, everyone wants the big C. Michelle, everybody. And I got the big C. The big C. Oh, yeah.
Have you took a test?
No, I didn't.
You
know why?
Go ahead.
Because even if I do take that test, they're not going to get me off. I got to fucking eat those sick days, and I don't know how long you're supposed to stay home for anyway.
A week, innit?
Yeah, they can pay me for that. There's no record relief.
But that's terrible.
Yeah.
Especially working in a hospital.
Yeah. And I think I had it around the time you had it. And
yeah, I remember you having it because it didn't really bother you very much.
I was tired the whole time. I wouldn't be able to work if I was that tired again. Really tired. But Michelle, what do you think about those comics, Michelle? Do you think we should do the comic book?
I loved it.
Comic book. Do you ever... I was looking at the way Fluffy looked, right? Or Rusty looked. The cat looked the most sinister. I don't know why.
He looked like the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, he looked kind of like the Cheshire Cat.
Michelle, the cat claws you every day.
Yeah. He doesn't call me.
Cats are constantly drawing your blood.
He doesn't call me to be malicious, though. I mean, he realizes for me it's the easiest way to get my attention. He knows he lives a person that's on the spectrum. He knows how to reach me, get through to me, even right away in a minute.
So Michelle, me and Krista went to a workout live stream this morning. Yeah, it was really good. We introduced the woman to you. She's a German living in Spain, and she does workout videos in the morning. And we said that we have a friend, Michelle, who is blatantly disabled, and we're trying to get her more active. She wants you to go over to her stream, Michelle, maybe start doing a workout routine with her early in the morning, 5 o'clock. Every morning.
She's not going to get up at 5 for that.
Well,
I'll tell you now, that's not happening.
I don't really know if I feel like being a workout person. I guess it's something. I don't know if that's necessarily person with autistic spectrum issue, but it definitely is like the thought of workout just makes me tired.
Yeah, I know, but Michelle, remember yesterday I said to you, what's going to be your New Year's resolutions? And you said, somehow I'm going to lose weight.
Well, yeah.
Well,
but I got to find a way that works for me. I don't know what that's going to be yet.
Less eating and more moving. That's the only way you're going to do it.
I'll have to see if I can figure out something. That way the thing is... I know, this thing is like a hell of a fidget spinner. Don't ask me why. Like, crazy as it is, the one-of-a-kind fidget spinner.
You've got that thing still, using it as a fidget spinner.
I think she's becoming kind of obsessed with this whole autism thing. I think she's like, she's really loving it for some reason.
Stop milking it, Michelle.
Yeah.
Slingshot Warrior's doing the same thing. The same freaking thing. Michelle, is this like a thing for autistics now? Like we have to always bring it up and play with stuff?
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, let's see. Let's get back to some changing blatantly. Your cat is a vampire. No, he's not. Hey, Buff, you never know where your little... Oh, we're a fellow beer. Blatantly, says MJ. Stan says, Bob, Arsenal is the team to beat in the PL. I don't know what this is about. But anyway.
Premier League.
Okay. Says MJ said, I'm sorry that you're not giving me a white Christmas. Oh, you might see the snow, guys. Those of you farther west are going to see the snow system. It's coming. There is snow because the cold is there. The moisture is there. It's coming up. But for us, again, God's going to be pissing on us again. Unfortunately.
How far are you from Glasgow, Dave, Buff Parrot? Or is it like the opposite ends of Scotland?
It can't be that far. How big is fucking Scotland?
Well, it's not that big, but...
Well, there's a nickname for the Glasgow Ranger fans. Okay. That's not what I said. We read that. Okay. Okay, so MJ... We need a sensory room. What's that? This one further
Maybe
back.
we need a room with
She said, Michelle, I'm very upset that you aren't giving me a white Christmas. Well, let's explain that's how it works. We'll try to get the snow out there, guys.
I don't know where he is.
I'm kind of annoyed, too. We don't get the snow coming in.
Dave, so somewhere in Scotland.
I
haven't seen Andrew for ages.
I love my Michelle and my
Hey, Tiger, when someone like
SSW.
that disappears, do you think something bad happened to them?
Yeah, I always do. I always think shit. He's probably done something stupid.
Did you know that Noodles is a huge Glasgow Rangers fan? No, I didn't.
Is he?
Are you?
No, but people in Scotland say I am. It's just, you know.
Well, let's put it this way. In American sports, do you like the Mets or do you like the Yankees?
Oh, Michelle, when I was growing up, if you didn't like the Yankees, they would have killed you. If you liked the Mets, you were considered a Jewish or something like that.
Over
Jews
here in
like
Connecticut,
the
if you aren't a Red Sox fan, but we all know that the American League and the National League teams are different. Like, for example, you can be a Yankees fan and still be a Mets fan, although because they're different leagues. But unfortunately, Boston doesn't have a National League team. This is true. This is the American League. Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very, sports are very cultish and clownish, Michelle. I mean, again, like if you were a Jewish kid, you loved the Mets. Like that was your team. If you were Italian, you liked the Yankees. You couldn't like the Mets. It was very bizarre. Very
kind
bizarre.
of agree with that. I mean, Ed liked the Mets. I really never was heavily into baseball, but I kind of always liked the Yankees. So the Red Sox are okay too, but it's not really for me. It's like I don't watch it every day. But back in the 70s, my brother used to drive me crazy because my cousin was a Yankees fan and he was a Red Sox fan. In the 70s, I was like, they would be listening to the baseball games on the radios, you know. And that was a different times back in the 70s. We didn't have ESPN back then. So
didn't Boston have like the worst team for like 40 years or something like that? It was like a real big joke. Real big joke.
They may have, but I definitely tell you that the team that seemed to do the worst was the what was the Cardinals? That's true that they did have some of a curse in Boston. Yeah, I remember that. They were trying to find ways to remove the curse of Boston's performance. Whatever happened to the Cincinnati Reds? Or was it the Phillies? There was this one team that has not won a World Series since like 1911, and it wasn't Boston. It was another team. That team had the losing streak, but people still liked their team. The Cubs, Chicago Cubs. That's what it was. The Cubbies. Why does Chicago Cubs always have such a hard time?
Because they're shit.
Unlikely. No, in the U.S. Major League Soccer divisions, I don't know anything about the soccer teams in the U.S. Does anybody know much about the Major League Soccer in the United States?
No, I don't follow American soccer. Actually, don't even like sport very much.
Yeah, right? Who the hell?
I hate it. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. Let's see, I like the Red Sox baseball. Over here in New England, it's like, if you're not a Red Sox fan, boy, no one wants to know you for some reason. I mean, the Red Sox, I watched one of the World Series games between, I think it was the Red Sox and the Mets. That was interesting. One of the playoff games. And they were saying to me, I mean, this is when before I met Ed, and I'm like, "Oi, what if you're a fan of both teams? Who do you want to win more?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just basically just watching this as an impartial observer. I don't really get too big into the game thing." But that was interesting, though, watching that World Series playoff game between the Mets and the Red Sox. Buff Carrot says Michelle Noodles is a darn liar. He would fly over from New Jersey to the Bronx Stadium to see the famous Glasgow Rangers. We even have a stand named after him.
I'm actually thinking about getting Wishbone into sports, Michelle.
What do you mean Wishbone's into sports?
I'm gonna get Wishbone into dog fighting.
Oh my god. I wouldn't bother with that little thing.
I was gonna say one thing is, figure this one out. You have this thing called the World Series, right? But the games only occur in the U.S. and Canada. Okay, like the Toronto Blue Jays. They're the only.
That's true.
They're about the only Canadian team. I think they're in the American National League. The Toronto Blue Jays. The first question is, how come we don't have any other baseball teams in other countries we don't play against?
I think they do, but there's just no money in it, Michelle.
Oh, yeah. The money game. Money, 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 always sunny in
Like
the rich
cricket.
man's world. Yeah.
Oh, here goes the echo.
Yeah. It's still interesting, though. The fact is that the games, and then, of course, we have had ex-NFL games over in the UK. Oh, that's interesting. When you see...
Don't they have a major league Olympic bullshit or whatever with soccer? I mean, football and baseball and like that.
What's that?
Don't they have something with the Olympics? Or, oh no, it's not the teams, it's the players, sorry.
It'd be funny. It's funny to see, though, American football played in London, because the fact of the matter is that it probably confuses the heck out of the announcers when they realize that they're still talking about football. The problem is they're talking about American football, which is closer to rugby than anything. Not as bad as Australian rules rugby, but still... Because at least, it's funny, they don't have headgear in Australian rules rugby, but they seem to have less head injuries.
We're tougher, Michelle, that's why. We don't need the headgear. Our players are all tough guys.
Yeah. Oh, I know they are. And like I said, is that... it brings up a valid question. Did the headgear in American football kind of actually make the sport even more rough than it really needs to be? It's a rough game. I've seen it on TV many times. The tackles, the tumbles, the fumbles, when you get guys piling on top of guys, so the offense is. Or the defense is trying to stop the offense with the guy that's running the ball. And, you pile on top of him like sacks of potatoes on top of each other. I would hate to be the poor guy at the bottom of that stack.
Yeah. Boots in your face.
Yeah. Isn't football, it's soccer, I know. Baseball hasn't developed professionally outside the U.S., Canada, Mexico, Japan, or South Korea. Which I have never seen. I mean, I do know the Pan American Games, but I have never seen a South Korean baseball team come to the U.S. for the World Series.
Well, we do cricket. So I guess some countries have cricket.
Yeah.
Instead of baseball.
And I never seen a Mexican baseball team come over here either. I think it'd be kind of interesting, actually, when be turning on the radio and hearing about, say, the Mexico City team coming over to the United States and playing in the World Series. That'd be interesting. What would you call them? What's Mexico City famous for? I don't know. Mexico City Aztecs, maybe? Mexico Aztecs? Very interesting question. I don't know. What are the baseball teams in Mexico? In Japan, I did know a little bit about Japan sports, but not much.
Mexico has some very good footballers.
Yeah. And cricket's funny. Rugby. That's another game that's interesting one is cricket. I have never seen anyone play cricket in the U.S. I mean, you have some interesting stuff in cricket that it's kind of like baseball, but it's not baseball. It's interesting.
I used to watch cricket, but I'd only go because the bar was down there. So I just go for a drink.
South American players come here over the border and play for the American teams. That's true. That's true. But, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of interesting ideas. Now, never had a problem with sports scholarships or anything. And by the way, for those of you who are interested to know, you could get a visa for playing sports in the UK. However, there's only a very narrow rule set that allows that. So, if that's your thing, check with the Home Office for regulations and details.
You're so desperate to get to the UK, Michelle.
Yeah, well, sports ain't my thing, so it ain't no way I'm gonna be able to do it. Davos, Rogos, to Mexico, Kilat. Okay. Diabos, Rajos of Mexico. I'm not sure exactly. I guess the first is the name of the player. Yeah, well, anyway, like I said, it's interesting stuff. Sports.
It is.
Oh, billions of dollars we spend on sports in this country. It don't matter which sport. Those huge
What's your
stadiums.
favourite sport, Michelle? Do you have a favourite?
What's your favorite sport?
What's your favourite?
I like figure skating, and I also like the bobsled. I like both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. For most people, watching figure skating is like watching paint dry. And the bobsled is nice and fast. I've thought about trying out blade skiing, but I'm afraid I probably would end up dying. In this. You probably would. Knowing you.
I think you'd be alright a set of skis.
I don't know if I'd be too good on skis.
Well, the first thing you do is learn how to fall. Once you can fall, then you're fine.
Well, you want to talk about women's sports, which is sometimes kind of annoying, is what they call powder puff football.
I like the girls involved, showing off their butts and stuff in the show.
Yeah. Figure skating and dance skating. It's just something about seeing people ice dancing. Yeah. Ice dancing is cool, which is kind of what the figure skating originally was closer to being at one time when they were still using compulsory figures. Then they got rid of the compulsory figures. Then we got their Tanya Hardings and your people that do your expensive triple axles and your doubles. But it's not really figure skating. Figure skating originally was a very graceful sport. It's more like ice dancing. Which is closer to the original figure skating was back in the 1900s. One that Maggie Sayers in 1917 was doing was more of the traditional figure skating, using compulsory figures in the Olympics. In fact, she was one of the ones that gave the women the first white shoes. They actually, before that, figure skates were usually all black or darker color. And then some of the women started going with white figure skates. The guys kept the dark colors. Very interesting history with figure skating, too.
That's interesting.
She was one of the first ones to actually wear a skating dress. Which really would have been closer to the kind of dress that I wear almost every day. Because they were wearing them back then. They were kind of longer, obviously, because they didn't want to be cold, right? So they were kind of full length.
And back in the day, it probably wasn't cool to show your legs.
Yeah, it certainly was not standard practice to show your legs.
Or arm.
I think there was a little more common sense back then. Realizing it's freezing. Remember, this is outdoors. this was not in an enclosed rink. Remember, refrigeration used for rinks didn't really happen until later on with the creation of refrigeration systems that we have today. So it pretty much was an outdoor rink.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the Olympic Games and not sports. Yeah, but you know what? But I'll tell you what sport, like I said, I like bobsledding. I'll tell you why. Bobsledding is fun. 2-man, 4-man, or even skeleton. Luge is pretty cool too. You get into this vehicle, especially a 4-man, right? You gotta get you and your 3 other partners in your team. They have to coordinate to get themselves into the toboggan, and they have to do it in such a way that they don't tip the damn thing over in the process while you're going down the track. And that takes coordination because you want to try to shave as much time off your time as you can. Now remember that a modern bobsled track is precast concrete. It was covered with ice. But originally, you can imagine what it was like back in the early days when they used to dig them fresh, or they were made out of simple wood frames. But still, the bobsled itself is aerodynamic carbon fiber. You got this. You still can roll around as you're going really wicked fast. It's pretty cool to think about that. How that works with bobsleds. The scariest thing is skeleton. Skeleton, you're going down head first down the same track.
Oh, no. No way.
Yes way. And I've seen it on the Olympic Games. It's scary.
Yeah, it's not for me.
That's the thing gonna be. That's how I ended up running into a tree in my parents' backyard doing something similar to skeleton.
And you know what, Michelle? The echo's gone. Isn't that amazing? How it comes and it goes.
Well, maybe it's gone because we never really had an echo problem. Well, we did, but we didn't. All right. I mean, there's a latency issue. As I said before, is I don't think it's necessarily on our side.
No, I honestly don't think you hear it. There is definitely an echo problem. It's not now. Now it's fantastic. But it just, out of the blue, it'll just start doing it. But it's great now.
I don't know. Why did the echoes even start in the first place? Let's think about that.
We're doomed. Someone put a curse on us.
Maybe.
It was that bloody Melton John said he was putting a curse on you.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know.
So
I don't know if that word not too low. Was the echo caused by Gitzy? Well, Gitzy pointed out yesterday that she forgot to mute the YouTube sound.
Oh my God, there is a massive echo up here at times. It's not Gigi. It's just, I don't know what it is.
Well, you know, she explained to me yesterday that she forgot to mute the YouTube soundtrack when she was on yesterday.
Oh, so that might have been her yesterday. But it does still happen.
So there you go. That's why. And then she realized that, and then she's like, that's when the echo problem stopped. I said, okay, there you go. I've done that once. One time I went to Noodles channel one time on StreamYard, so I forgot I had YouTube open in the background, and the next thing I know, when I come up on panel, all of a sudden we have a major echo fest. I was like, oh, wait a minute, hold on a minute, let me go mute the YouTube side of the thing. I forgot that was still on. But if it still gets echo, here's the thing that frustrates me with the echo thing, is that you can be totally fine like right now. No problem. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know it, splat! Echo everywhere. Wait, what's changed? Nothing. Technology's the same, setup's the same. So why now are we getting echo? I don't know.
That's true. I don't know why it happened. Maybe you've got a loose wire somewhere.
Why does it have to be me having the loose wire somewhere? Maybe Google's one with the loose wire somewhere.
I think it's you. I don't know. Let's hope it goes and it never comes back.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, I've got some things to do, so I'm going to have to go.
Yep.
But I will definitely be back at 7 o'clock.
All I know is I hope that Noodles will feel better for 7 o'clock, so he can at least watch
I hope
it
he
anyway.
feels better too. Even if he's not feeling up for it, maybe he'll just watch your convocation.
I gotta get the dress out of the closet. Oh. By the way, for the people who don't know the original dress, the original that we had many years ago when we started, the reason we don't have that dress anymore was because Moffs ate it. Or maybe not Moffs, something did.
That was a wedding dress, wasn't it? Is that a wedding dress, that first one?
Yeah, the one that we wear now is actually considered a wedding dress, yeah.
Yeah, oh, okay, yeah.
A very short wedding dress without the dreaded train on it.
When you see Michelle tonight, she'll be in her white frock.
Right, that's what we're gonna wear, but it's you know, I think you'll get into it fine, Michelle. You're not that bigger. I mean, you're big, but you're not bigger, kind of bigger. You know what I mean?
You think you'll get it?
You'll be fine. You weigh about the same as last year, so you'll be fine. I always wonder what happened if the dress ever got holes. Scream. I don't think it'll get holes. You haven't seen any moths in your closet, and I haven't seen any battery acid nearby either. I never wore the dress working on Ed's batteries. Oh, I know. So whatever.
Well, you could hang up some mothballs with your dress. Or things they don't like.
Yeah, I know. I don't have any, though, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sure there's a homemade remedy you can make. It usually involves vinegar or baking powder or something.
It's funny you should say that about Jimmy, because Jimmy does have a link to my my router, but
Does he?
Yeah, he tends to sit around.
I bet he does.
Usually when he's outside on the porch, he'll be watching videos. But right now, he's too cold out there on the porch. So,
where is he then? Is he downstairs?
He's not in his apartment, if anywhere. Yeah.
He's probably still feeding it from down there.
Yeah, I know he goes on it because I was one who gave him the password. Duh. That's why. But I haven't seen him on there lately because I look to see who's on, who's not on. So that's another story anyway. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to today too. And I'm hoping that we're going to seriously have a great year this year. And let's try to make it that way.
Yeah, you're going to have a great year. You've had a fantastic year this year. It's probably been your best one. So things can only go... Oh, no, I guess they can go back down again. But I think things are going to be even better next year for you.
I don't think we're going to see any major catastrophes as far as performance goes. I think we're over the worst of the worst humps. I think we actually seriously can only go one way, up.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, I think you're right. Let's hope so. I mean, unless Ed comes back, but that's not happening.
He said, I'm going out to Stanford in a bit. We are deposing at Greenwich neurosurgeon to nick the patient's bladder, resulting in sepsis. Ouch, that don't sound like fun.
Ew.
Getting your bladder nicked by a surgeon.
Sepsis
causing an infection. Ouch.
Another prayer for Noodles because he's very sick. Thank you, MJ. Prayers for Noodles because of his man flu.
Okay. May the Holy Spirit protect Noodles and keep him safe in his times of need. That's an easy one. Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. There you go.
All right, I've got to go. So I'll see you tonight. I'll probably give you a message soon, Michelle. But I'll see everyone else tonight.
All right, so I'll try to.
Great day, everyone.
I'm going to try to fill it as much as I can. I don't know if we're going to exactly end at 12. It might end a little bit earlier, but yes, I will see you later tonight, 7.
Yeah, see you later. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. So basically, today is the big day. This is something that occurs every 9 months. You have the convocation. That in America, it's actually considered Yule Eve. The reason is we say at 7 o'clock because Mother God has said she wants to organize everything around universal coordinated time. Yule Eve is midnight UK universal coordinated time is 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern time. The convocation cannot occur before 7 p.m. The convocation can start after, so it's just not before. We can have it afterwards. So if I came late, I could still do the convocation. If I came like a whole hour late, 2 hours late, 3 hours late. Although, I'll be honest, I think people would seriously wonder why the heck I would be late in the first place. Well, normally I can't think of any reason except for external circumstances like a power failure or something like that. But even then, we could still have the convocation even using a cell phone. For 9 months, between the March 21st through December 20th, I am just an average, everyday Jane Doe. I am not anything really super powerful during those times. But this is my 3 months when I shine. This is when I am at my peak power, peak ability, peak strength to do peak good. And that's what we do every year. So there's nothing more special to me than from 7 p.m. December 20th through 7 p.m. March 19th is pretty much. I don't remember making a deal about the exit or the end of the season, but I usually make a big deal about the intro. It's because the end of the season kind of changes the date, usually between the 21st, 20th, and 22nd, depending on the calendar of the year. But the thing is, it don't matter. We're gonna bring this town home tonight. We're gonna have a good time. Well, right now the problem is with the situation with El Nino. Let me just answer this for you, because right now, you're not likely to see blizzards in the south of the United States because the warm front, which is controlled by El Nino, is probably going to be too warm to allow for freezing or snow events to be a significant issue. However, a polar vortex could come down farther north, south, and could result in some unstable fronts that could cause some good odd precipitation with lots of thunderstorms, winds, tornadoes, and other nasty things. But I'm aiming this year for the snow. And so Chicago is more than likely this year might be kind of a cold environment. So some of the sanctuary cities may have to get more electric heaters out to where people to keep them warm. Yeah, you do. You have to work with the elements that are already there. Sometimes it's easier than trying to create everything entirely from scratch. Remember, whenever you're working with weather, you have to realize that if you got the elements in place that are in your favor, it's a lot easier to work with. When you have to try to create something entirely out of scratch, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people, it's the same with anything. Use what you got. Like, for example, ask an architect. Is it easy to work with when you have the lay of the land? You know the way the land is shaped to decide the best way to design the home? Absolutely. Because I'm sure you gotta make homes exactly the same. But that means that if you have a house that's on the hill, that means you're going to have to level up the landscape. If you don't do it right, the house is going to look out of place. Same thing with this. You got to work with the elements around you. So if you see you got El Nino in the Pacific and it's big and it's extra strong this year and extra hunky and you got weak, North, the NAO and PDO and all the other forces are not that strong. Well, you got to do what you got. Right now, I can tell you that the Arctic Oscillation, the AO this year, is still very strongly positive. I haven't really seen much negative. It's got to get negative to create the polar vortexes. But once you get the polar vortexes, and they do come down, the more negative the Arctic Oscillation and North Atlantic Oscillation are, means the more likely you're going to have more snow and cold as you can get polar inversion. But for right now, it's staying pretty close to where it normally does for this time of year. So, but we'll see, because it looks like the trend is changing. The trend is changing. So keep an eye on the weather, guys, because it is a complicated process. It's not just somebody saying, let's make it snow today. There's a lot of things that go into making a spell work. And the first thing is, like I said, is it's easier to work with what you already have there than it is to try to come up with something completely from scratch. Well, we'll see what happens, guys. We still got at least 7.5 hours before the convocation. And I gotta go get the dress out of the closet. And I got the circlets are always hanging on my bed. You always can find my circlets. They're always on my bed. People don't realize why I still have them all these years. Well, it's amazing that they still hold up after all these years. This will be my 12th year as a North American Snow Queen. When Mother God and did my coronation on December 20th, 2011, I had no idea what I was going to be doing. I was extremely excited. Finally, one thing that I always wondered about as a kid finally came to be true. The one thing in my life chart that I didn't understand anything about was my how the weather I was going to be a major part of weather events. It was an exciting time. Ed was so scared of it, he did not even want to come by my apartment because he was so afraid of the energies that were there. After the coronation, Ed came by my apartment. He said, "Wow, there's some big forces here." We didn't do it live back then because we didn't know how to get live streaming working correctly in 2011, but we certainly did record it. And I think that was still a very interesting time. Thinking about that, how much has technology changed to the point where it is now we could easily do things like this live instead of just trying to record them and pray to God we get a good recording. But the thing is, with some technology, you can be there and you can be there in real time, which is totally cool. Yeah, I know. Yes, it is a lifetime appointment. Just like Queen Elizabeth II. I mean, I could always have to keep my throne, but I'd have to have a pretty doggone good reason to do that. Why would you want to give up something that you truly love and truly love doing? Even Queen Elizabeth wouldn't do that without a good reason. I mean, 1954 to 2023. 2022. However That's a long reign for Queen. She never gave up. She was a hard worker. And you know what? The same was with me. Who knows? Maybe by the time I'm 91 years old and decide to sign into a senior center facility, I'll still be doing my role as a North American Snow Queen from now and beyond. It's the beyond thing that scares me a little bit, honestly. But unless I can find a successor to take over after I kick the bucket. I mean, that's a question. It says life and beyond life means just like it sounds like. That means every year I always have to keep coming back to Earth every year after I'm dead. Oh, yeah! Just to do this job unless I can find a successor or somebody I can train ahead of time for that role. Maybe Mother God will help you find that right person. Oh, yeah! Not really. No, not really. It gets a little complicated to take away Michele's role. Active role. Notice I said the word active. If Michele was incapacitated, injured, hurt, she would still be the Snow Queen, but she would be temporarily out of commission like she was for a short time when she was injured. Mother God never said that Michele was out of a job. When she got hurt, she was still on the job, but she was just kind of on the injured list. This year is going to be one of the first years in a long time that Michele will actually be back on her job on her full force with her duties. She's going to be actively doing what she loves doing. And she has got the ability to do all of her powers that she had temporarily rescinded for the time of her recovery. I could ask her. I mean, it would be easy enough to teach her daughter to do the role. She is younger, and maybe her daughter might be interested too. But she's only 4 years old, so. But at least Krista would have a little more understanding of what it would mean if she's interested. She just has to be able to learn a little bit about meteorology and atmospheric sciences. That's important. Because you have to know how the weather works. That's just a part of the job. Just like the real Queen, or the Queen of England. If you think the Queen of England just sits around on her throne all day and just eating bonbons, that's not the case. She has a very important roles in the UK. She does a lot more than just sit around and go to parties and things like that. For example, she's the woman that opens up Parliament every single year. She's also the one who actually acts as an ambassador for England. She's also the one who appoints the Prime Minister of the Parliament. She has other roles as well. Well, I do too. It's not just weather. It's not just sitting around making snowstorms. I'm also the ambassador of the stewards that maintain the weather in the United States and the United Kingdom and Ireland. Originally, it was Southwest Greenland. Well, me and the weather steward in the Western Europe, Regis Summerson, and I made a deal. We swapped lands. I wanted the UK. She wanted Southwest Greenland. I said, here, make a clean deal. I'll give you Southwest Greenland, you give me Ireland, you give me the United Kingdom. She said, fine. We made a good deal. She said, what's the catch? Brexit must happen. Brexit happened on January 30th, 2020. Those lands became mine. Yeah, that's true. But then again, look at what Henry VIII did. Talk about monarchies. He was a sick old man on the throne, worried about having sons, and basically all his ex-wives could do was give him daughters. But the difference is I'm not a tyrant like that. Well, guys, I'll tell you what. I'm going to get ready to head out. Gotta go see if I can get my dress ready and make sure my circlet's ready and all that stuff's ready to go. And I'm looking forward to this year. And I think you are too. I don't matter if you're in the South, the United States, South England, North England, Ireland, Scotland. You know, you look for certain special traits of the season. And if you always lived in your area, you expect certain things to happen in winter. It's just the way it is. For example, and the people in Texas don't usually get a really cold winter. They certainly do get a green one, and they certainly enjoy the green weather and the ability to go outside when it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit and enjoying the nice barbecue and things like that. Same with the people in Florida and Miami. You guys live your influence from Mexico and Cuba and Puerto Rico, and you guys enjoy those warmer weathers. Just like up here, we keep hearing about Holiday Inn, up home for the holidays, blah, 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 and the snow and all that stuff. It's when White Christmas is. That's a northern thing, people. I'm sure Los Angeles enjoys being buried under guano. But one of the things is our job is to make sure that we try to keep the seasons in balance. That's not easy. Especially when you let the people like the World Economic Forum keep screwing you up over and over again every year. So for now, everybody got some time to go ahead and get your alcoholic beverages of choice, whatever you're going to do tonight. Because, after 7 o'clock, we are going to have a regular night show on YouTube. So therefore, sorry, no phone calls. Of course, we will have the panels. Those have the links, know who they are. And then, of course, don't forget Silvermoon Radio on Sunday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And don't forget that Thursday, that's tomorrow, me and Chris are doing laundry, so there will be an afternoon show instead of a morning show. Please make a note of this. And on the 29th of December, which is a Friday, I have a doctor's appointment. So I will be an afternoon show. Again, I'm telling you in advance now so you can put it into your calendars. So for the time being, everybody, I want to thank you for being here. We had a great show this morning. And hopefully today we got a green dollar sign on this one, but we don't know. We never know. But for now, see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.